At Hawkrind High, the class talent test is simple. You step up, use your class, and the machine scores your power for everyone to see. One student after another takes their shot. Then Wang Dong, the genius of Class 2, steps forward and blasts the target with a lightning charge strike worth 89 points. Then Lin Tianhao gets called next. And unlike Wang Dong, nobody expects anything from him, the loser who awakened as a summoner. So when he steps up with his grimoire, the whole field watches, waiting for him to embarrass himself. He begins chanting. The air shifts, wind curls around him, smoke gathers. Then the summon appears. A tiny blue slime. That's it. The entire class bursts into laughter. After all that buildup, all he got was a harmless little blob. Tianhao still gives the order to attack, and the slime wobbles forward and lightly bumps the machine. The score appears, 9 points. Now the laughter gets even louder. Even the teacher can only awkwardly tell him not to feel discouraged. But then Tianhao calmly asks for one more try. Tianhao is no longer looking at the crowd. His eyes lock onto a hidden system window only he can see. And without hesitation, he activates the power nobody here knows he has. He sacrifices 200 of his own HP, and the change is instant. Crimson lightning tears through the air. Red energy wraps around the slime, twisting and rebuilding its tiny body as it swells, sharpens, and turns blood red. In seconds, the joke everyone was laughing at is gone. What stands there now is a demonized slime, larger, darker, jagged, with sharp teeth and an aura that makes the entire field go dead quiet. Nobody laughs now. Nobody even breathes. Tianhao stares at it for half a second, then gives one command. Attack. The demonized slime launches like a red cannonball and slams into the machine with terrifying force. Sparks burst everywhere. Cracks spread across the surface. The machine struggles to process the damage as every eye on the field locks onto the number climbing higher and higher. Then the result appears. 120. Absolute silence. The same people who were just laughing at Tianhao now stand there frozen. Even Wang Dong's face hardens in disbelief because the loser he looked down on didn't just beat his score. He obliterated it. So how did the weakest student in class turn a useless slime into a monster that could shake the entire academy? Well, Lin Tianhao was never originally from this world. He's a transmigrator, a soul from another world that somehow ended up here, in a world where humanity has spent 1,000 years fighting monsters pouring out of the black abyss. And in a world like that, a student's awakening is not just a school event. It's a matter of survival, which is exactly how Tianhao ends up at Hawkrind High's awakening ceremony, where his class and his future are about to be decided. That day, every student had to place their hand on the academy monument and receive the class that would define their life. Most hoped for warrior or mage classes. Tianhao, meanwhile, was already being mocked before he even stepped up. He ranked dead last in his class, his stats were terrible, and everyone treated him like a loser chasing an impossible miracle. Then it was finally his turn. The moment Tianhao touched the monument, the entire thing erupted with blinding light. Golden lightning tore across its surface, the teachers froze, and for 1 second it looked like fate was about to hand him something unbelievable. Then the result came down. Summoner, and the whole crowd burst into laughter. To everyone else, that was the end of his story. But for Tianhao, that was the moment everything changed. Because right after that humiliation, a hidden system appeared before his eyes, bound him to the Abyss Lord, and granted him a broken top-tier triple S talent called Demon Sacrifice, a power that lets him permanently trade his own maximum HP to level up and demonize his summons. In other words, the same class everyone laughed at had just become the perfect vessel for something monstrous. And that brings us right back to the present. The Academy still thinks it just witnessed a fluke. The teachers want answers. Wang Dong would rather believe the machine broke than admit Tianhao really outscored him. In his head, none of this adds up. A loser like Tianhao was never supposed to score above him, let alone above Fang Changyang's legendary 101. So instead of accepting it, Wang Dong does what people like him always do when reality embarrasses them in public. He starts accusing. He points out that Tianhao tested twice and immediately claims he must have tampered with the machine on the second attempt. The crowd grabs onto that idea fast because believing Tianhao cheated is way easier than believing he might actually be dangerous. Voices start piling on, saying the first result was normal, the second one was impossible, and the machine just happened to break right after. Even Tianhao has to admit to himself that technically the result was altered, just not by touching the machine. The teacher walks over, checks the broken screen, the smoke, the damage, and finally gives the official answer. Tianhao did not cheat. The machine malfunctioned. That verdict settles people down instantly, mostly because it protects their egos. Wang Dong is satisfied too, but then the next question comes up right away. If the machine broke, what happens to Tianhao's score? The students immediately try to bury him again, shouting that the real score should stay at 9, because that was the first valid number everyone saw. But the teacher doesn't hand them that win. Instead, he rules Tianhao's result invalid and says the test will be redone once the machine is repaired. That shocks Tianhao more than anyone else. He expected ridicule, not a second chance. The others hate it, but the teacher shuts the argument down and ends the test. Wang Dong, still refusing to let Tianhao breathe, walks up and tells him straight to his face that even with a retest, he will still be trash. Then he gathers his group and announces they're heading for the first level of the Black Abyss. That line sticks with Tianhao because beginner territory is exactly where a fresh awakener would go to test real strength. If he wants to know what his demonized slime can really do, that place is perfect. On the way out, even the repair workers are whispering that the machine damage looks like it came from something far beyond an ordinary student. Tianhao ignores it and keeps moving until a strange old man intercepts him and immediately starts acting way too interested. The guy claims Tianhao has huge potential as a summoner, then tries selling him a wand for 300 gold. Tianhao says he doesn't have that much, so the old man shamelessly takes his 92 gold as a deposit instead, hands him a weird map, seals the deal with blood, and basically traps him into the most suspicious transaction imaginable. Then, Tianhao reaches the entrance to the Cold Valley Abyss. The place is freezing. The portal looks like a giant purple blade driven into the sky, and the rules are clear. Minimum 3-person team required to enter. He checks the ranking banner, sees Fang Changyang still holding first place, and notices the reward that matters most: a gold newbie breastplate. Good early survival gear, worth fighting for. Naturally, that's when Wang Guangdong shows up again, fully armored and fully annoying. He mocks Tianhao for even thinking about entering, then proves exactly how status works in this world by instantly attracting volunteers the moment he announces he's a C-rank warrior. He picks 2 new teammates, basks in the praise, and marches toward the gate acting like first place already belongs to him. Then the abyss answers. A broken human skeleton comes flying out from the entrance, and the entire crowd freezes. Wang Dong's 2 newly recruited teammates look terrified, but Wang Dong and his real lackeys barely react. They just warn the newcomers to stay close or end up the same way, then walk inside. Tianhao watches them go and thinks the truth plainly. Those 2 new teammates were chosen as disposable shields, and most likely they are not coming back. Then one last cruel joke hits. Some people notice Tianhao's S-level talent marker and get excited for a second, thinking they found someone strong to cling to. But the moment they look lower and see the word summoner, all that hope collapses into mockery again. Just like that, the crowd writes him off one more time. Back at the team selection area, Tianhao finally makes his move. While everyone else keeps looking for flashy pics, his eyes land on a girl nobody wants. A quiet little bard in green with round glasses, twin braids, and an E-level talent that basically guarantees she gets ignored. On paper, Li Shui is a terrible choice. But Tianhao notices the part stats do not show. She has that defeated look of someone who has already been passed over too many times. So he just walks up and asks if she want to team up. That one sentence almost breaks her brain. In her eyes, this is an S-level talent summoner personally choosing her, and she accepts so fast she can barely get the words out. The system confirms the team up. They exchange names, and Tianhao immediately sets the tone. He tells her he will handle the fighting, and she just needs to stay safe. To Li Shui, that is not strategy anymore. That is romance. She agrees so hard she practically turns into a flustered sidekick on the spot. Now they only need one more member, and that is exactly when Chaos walks in, wearing silver hair and attitude. Su Chinger, the school belle, shows up surrounded by desperate guys trying to sell themselves as worthy teammates, but she is clearly sick of all of them. The second she notices Tianhao, though, everything flips. Instead of mocking him from a distance, she walks right up, points at him, grabs his hand, and flat out orders him to let her join his team. That one moment detonates the crowd. Everybody loses their mind trying to figure out why the school goddess would choose a useless summoner, while Tianhao is basically standing there like, why are you all yelling at me when she forced this herself? Su Chinger does not care about any of that noise. She shuts the crowd down, claims the team, and tells Tianhao and Li Shui it's time to move. When Tianhao asks the real question, why she even joined them, her answer is pure arrogance. She wants the ranking rewards, and for that she needs 2 accessories, not teammates, accessories. accessories. That word lands so hard both Tianhao and Li Shui mentally freeze. But before either of them can protest, she is already dragging this weird little trio toward the abyss like she owns the script. Inside the cold valley abyss, the tone changes immediately. The place is freezing, all dead branches, broken snow, and wind sharp enough to cut through clothing. Even Tianhao realizes the warm gear he bought is basically useless here. That is when Li Shui finally proves she is not just decoration. She plays her harp and casts a low-level cold resistance buff, wrapping the team in warm golden light. Even Su Qinger has to admit that maybe the bard is not completely worthless after all. With the buff up, Su Qinger pushes them deeper, locked in on first place. Then the abyss sends its welcome message. A pair of red eyes lights up in the dark, and the first monster appears. A corrupted wandering wolf, fast, twisted, and ugly as hell, with rotting flesh and purple ghost fire crawling over its body. Li Shui identifies it instantly, but before Tianhao can even think about summoning, Su Qinger steps forward with that calm, elite confidence and decides this thing will be her warm-up. Blue energy surges around her. Her body shifts into a half-beast civet cat form, and suddenly the druid class makes its entrance properly. Cat ears, claws, speed, aura, everything. Even Tianhao is caught off guard for a second. Then Su Qinger launches across the snow in a blue blur and goes straight for the wolf's head. Su Qinger starts this stretch looking exactly like the kind of girl who calls people accessories without irony, because the moment the first corrupted wolf shows up, she absolutely folds it. She slips into that civet cat half-beast form, turns into a blue blur, and shreds the thing before it can even matter. Li Shui is instantly starstruck. Tianhao quietly clocks that her damage seems to stack and bleed, and Su Qinger, still acting like this is all light work, casually gives Li Shui the loot as thanks for the cold resistance buff because she hates owing anyone. Then the abyss reminds them this is not schoolyard cosplay. 3 corrupted wolves appear at once, and Su Qinger still charges in first, because of course she does. But this time, the fight is messy. She can handle one. 3 is different. She keeps forcing her way through it because first place is living rent-free in her head, but Li Shui notices the truth before anyone says it out loud. Su Qinger is hurt. She offers to heal her, but Su Qinger refuses the low-level recovery and drinks a potion instead, clearly too proud to slow the pace. Li Shui looks useless again, Tianhao keeps watching, and the team pushes deeper into the snow. That is when everything goes wrong. A purple magic circle flashes under Su Qinger's feet. She looks up too late, and a giant hammer comes crashing down from above hard enough to blow the battlefield apart. What drops into the valley is not another random monster. It is a hidden elite, a corrupted zombie brute, bigger, stronger, and way worse than anything they have seen so far. Tianhao instantly pieces together what happened. Su Qinger killed too many wolves, and the abyss answered back. She still tries to fight it head-on, but the second she reads its speed, it is already too late. The elite swings once and sends her flying. She slams into the snow, torn up and helpless, while Li Shui panics, grabs Tianhao, and begs him to do something, because the zombie is already lifting that hammer again to finish her. And that is where Tianhao finally stops standing in the back like a spectator and takes over command. He summons the demon slime. Red energy erupts across the field. That horned crimson monster appears beside him, and Tianhao wastes zero time. He immediately orders demonic dance, and the slime rips out a storm of demonic slashes right as the elite's hammer drops. The zombie thinks it landed the kill, but when the dust clears, Su Qinger is gone. Now Tianhao is in front, calm, in control, with the demon slime behind him like a blood-red wall. Li Shui is holding up the injured Su Qinger from the back, and Tianhao gives the order that changes the whole dynamic. Li Shui is to take Su Qinger to safety. The elite zombie, that one is his. And while the monster roars and raises that hammer one more time, Tianhao stays calm and snaps out the next command without blinking. Slime? Use slime spit. The demon slime doesn't hesitate. It launches itself like a living blade, its entire body stretching mid-air before exploding into a storm of scarlet strikes aimed straight at the corrupted zombie elite. The monster reacts instantly, eyes snapping wide as it raises its massive corpse hammer and swings, smashing through most of the incoming attacks, but not all of them. The red slime splashes across its body, sizzling on contact, and Tianhao watches closely, already calculating. He calls the slime back mid-assault, activating demonic dance, reading the results in real time, and the problem becomes obvious. The elite's defense is insane. Even with the slime's power, they're only shaving off about half damage. At this rate, brute force won't cut it. Then the elite suddenly lets out a distorted scream. Smoke begins rising from its wounds. Tianhao's eyes sharpen. The damage isn't just impact. The slime is corroding it, melting through its body. And then it clicks. The defense isn't balanced. The legs are the weak point. He switches commands instantly, ordering the slime to abandon the torso and focus entirely on the lower body. Right as the elite charges again, hammer raised to crush everything in front of it, the slime vanishes into motion, streaks of red whipping around the battlefield before dropping low. It strikes. One lash wraps around the legs, another slices in from the side, then another. The elite freezes for half a second, just long enough to realize what Tianhao already figured out. It's exposed. From there, the fight stops being a fight. It becomes an execution. The slime floods the battlefield in relentless crimson arcs, hammering the same weak point over and over as damage numbers start stacking. 1 in 26, 119, 134, each hit carving deeper, faster. The corrosion spreads, eating into the monster's structure, destabilizing it. Its grip weakens. The corpse hammer slips, then its body gives out. The elite crashes into the snow, collapsing under the assault, and the system confirms it cleanly. Kill secured, EXP gained, drops obtained. Tianhao levels up on the spot. He looks down at his hands, feeling the change immediately, the surge in strength, and starts piecing it together. He just killed something far above his level. That's why the EXP spike is insane. Behind him, Li Shui is still kneeling in the snow, harp glowing faint green as healing notes float through the air, restoring Suchinger's battered body. She stares at Tianhao like she just witnessed something impossible. Suchinger, bruised and breathing hard, doesn't look away from him either. But her conclusion is different. It's not that summoners are strong, it's that Lin Tianhao is. He walks over and asks how she's doing. For a split second, she's caught off guard. He's suddenly right there, close enough to make her pause, but she quickly forces her composure back, brushing it off as a minor injury. Li Shui, still focused on healing, admits the truth. Her recovery speed is too slow. They need to rest. But Suchinger refuses immediately. They're competing for the top spot. Stopping isn't an option. Even injured, she insists she can keep going. And to prove it, she stands, arms trembling slightly, despite her effort to hide it. Li Shui looks at her like she's completely lost it. Tianhao doesn't argue emotionally. He just says it plainly. How is she supposed to compete if she dies first? That hits harder than anything else. She hesitates, grimaces, and finally gives in, admitting he's right. The tension fades into something quieter. Injured, flushed, slightly leaning toward him, she listens as Tianhao suggests a nearby cave for the night. Cut to later, deep into the frozen landscape, a cave glowing with warm orange light. Inside, Tianhao has already set up a fire and resting space. He tells them to sleep. He'll take the first watch. Li Shui doesn't even argue. She's out almost instantly. Wrapped in a blanket, Likes completely drained from overusing her mana. Suchinger notices how fast she passed out and almost looks offended by it, but Tianhao just tells her to rest too. He turns to leave, but she stops him. Sitting by the fire, blanket over her legs, cheeks faintly red, her voice softer than before, she thanks him for saving her. Tianhao pauses. That alone is enough to make her panic. She snaps back immediately, flustered, defensive, insisting she's not ungrateful, then completely loses control of the moment, blurting out that he should just forget it and dives under the blanket to hide. Tianhao just scratches his head, muttering to himself, "This arrogant girl really is something." Then he steps out into the cold night alone. Under the dim blue sky, surrounded by silence and snow, he finally pulls up his status panel. His level has jumped to 3, and every stat reflects it. HP, magic, attack power, all climbing. His talent, Demon Sacrifice, still sits there at triple S level, alongside his skill that enhances his summon. He stares at it for a moment, then smiles. His stats improved. Tianhao stares at his new skill, fully armored, and immediately understands this isn't just a passive bonus, it's a straight amplification tool. His brain starts running numbers instantly. He's sitting on extra HP, and that means one thing: fuel. If he converts that health into power, he can push the demon slime way beyond its current limit. The decision comes fast. He taps the panel, convert. A new window flashes, offer 400, and his HP drops from 1200 to 800 in real time. No hesitation, no second guessing. Right in front of him, the demon slime reacts instantly, its body swelling, energy surging as its entire presence levels up. The new stats hit hard. Level jumps from 3 to 7, attack spikes, agility climbs, defense thickens, and just like that, a new skill appears. Split. Tianhao's eyes sharpen. That's not just growth, that's evolution. But he doesn't celebrate yet. He wants to understand it, so he tests it immediately. The slime slams down with force, erupts in red energy, and splits. A second body forms, slimmer, faster looking, carrying its own stat panel. Tianhao studies it carefully, breaking it down piece by piece. The clone has less HP, lower defense, but higher agility. Faster, lighter, more fragile. A trade-off build. Then Then another detail appears, a glowing timer. 3, Tianhao frowns. 3 minutes? That's it? That's barely enough time to... A scream cuts through the cave. Sharp, panicked. Tianhao freezes for half a second, then his entire expression shifts. No confusion, no hesitation. The girls. He turns and sprints, cutting through the frozen night toward the cave, the warm orange glow now feeling like a warning instead of safety. By the time he reaches the entrance, something is already wrong. The air feels heavy. Inside, a massive shadow looms, huge, unnatural, wrapped in a violent purple aura, glowing red eyes piercing through the dim light. Tianhao doesn't waste time processing fear. He acts. Demon slime, slime spit! The summons surges forward and fires a crimson projectile straight into the creature's shoulder. 25. That's it. Tianhao's expression tightens immediately. That damage is nothing. Before he can adjust, the monster moves. No, blinks. In an instant, it's already on the slime, smashing into it with terrifying speed. The impact sends the slime flying, but before it can recover, the creature appears again. Another hit, another impact, like it's teleporting instead of running. The entire cave turns into chaos. Red and purple streaks collide, the slime getting battered across the space while the creature dances around every counterattack like it's reading them in advance. Tianhao switches strategies instantly. Retreat. Use demonic dance, corrosive slime. The slime pulls back, reshaping, spreading corrosive mass across the ground in a wide trap. Tianhao isn't trying to overpower it anymore, he's trying to control its movement. But the monster doesn't fall for it. It dodges everything, every path, every angle, every setup. It understands. That realization hits hard. Behind him, Li Shay is shaking, clutching her harp, voice barely steady as she asks what kind of monster this even is. Su Qinger answers, but this time there's no arrogance in her voice, only seriousness. This is the strongest monster in the Cold Valley Abyss. The giant snow rabbit, a creature that has already wiped out multiple teams. That alone explains everything. This isn't a fight they're supposed to win. And then Su Qinger notices something else, something worse. They never entered its territory, so why is it here? Why is it hunting them? Li Shui is already panicking, staring at the battlefield as the giant snow rabbit dodges every slime attack like it can see the future. Tianhao's face hardens instantly because he sees the real problem. Demonic dance is on cooldown. A system window flashes the warning, and Tianhao immediately orders the demon slime to retreat, but the rabbit doesn't give them space. It rushes forward with terrifying speed, pounds the slime again and again, and the demon slime gets bullied across the cave before Tianhao can reset the fight. Li Shay can't take it anymore. Su Qinger shouts for her to wait, but Li Shay is already running forward, grabbing a rock and throwing it at the monster while yelling, "Stupid rabbit, come chase me!" The rabbit turns, its red eyes lock onto her, and in the next instant, it's right in front of her. Li Shay freezes as that massive white body towers over her, blackened face looming, red eyes glowing like death itself. She stumbles back, screaming for it not to come closer, then panics and starts throwing whatever she can grab from her bag. And somehow, out of all things, she throws a carrot. The rabbit stops. Everyone stops. The terrifying monster stares at the carrot for one silent second, then instantly turns into a dumb little chibi glutton, hugging the carrot and happily chewing like it didn't just nearly murder them all. Tianhao, Su Qinger, and Li Shui all stare like their brains just got unplugged. Tianhao finally says what everyone is thinking. So the snow rabbit is just hungry? Su Qinger, completely red from secondhand embarrassment, turns to Li Shui and asks why she is carrying carrots in the first place. Li Shui, still sweating, gives the purest answer possible. She was told to bring food, right? The rabbit finishes eating. Then it gets angry again. And just like that, the accidental discovery becomes the whole strategy. They start tossing more carrots, dragging the rabbit's attention back and forth while Li Shui screams that it's coming again, the monster switching between terrifying predator and oversized hungry pet, depending on whether food is in front of it. Tianhao thinks fast. They're almost out of food, which means they don't have time to stall anymore. They need to lure it in and finish it. He orders Li Shui to throw the food bag to Su Qinger. She does it immediately, and Su Qinger catches it with a stunned look, pointing at herself like, "Me?" But Tianhao's plan is already moving. Su Qinger enters full beast mode again, cat ears out, claws ready, blue aura blazing around her body. Holding the food bag, she looks toward Tianhao and asks the only question that matters. He has a plan, right? Tianhao answers without hesitation, "Of course." Then with that cold, confident look, he finishes it. He'll kill it. Su Chinger launches forward, low and fast across the frozen ground, moving like a blue streak while the giant snow rabbit charges after her with monstrous speed. It swings, stomps, and lunges, but she slips away each time by a hair, dragging it exactly where Tianhao points, straight toward the rock wall. The rabbit throws itself forward for another attack, and the trap snaps shut. A massive chunk of stone crashes down onto its head. The rabbit freezes, eyes going blank for one perfect second, like it genuinely can't understand why the ceiling just betrayed it. Tianhao doesn't waste the opening. Demon Slime, it's your turn. The slime launches back into the fight, rising above the stunned monster and raining crimson projectiles down. Then Tianhao gives the real command. Split, slime spit. The demon slime erupts into multiple red bodies, turning the battlefield into an execution zone. Scarlet shots blast in from above, from the side, from behind, hammering the rabbit before it can recover. For the first time, the giant snow rabbit isn't controlling the pace. It's trapped, and now Tianhao is the one hunting it. The demon slime keeps swarming the giant snow rabbit from every angle, split bodies firing slime shots while red damage numbers stack over its head, until the final hit lands and the system confirms the kill. Giant snow rabbit defeated, plus 200 EXP, but Tianhao doesn't celebrate. He studies the result and immediately catches the flaw. The rabbit was only level 8, but it was still annoying because the demon slime skills are mostly AoE. Against one fast target, the damage output is weak. If they run into another speed type monster, brute force won't be enough. Meanwhile, Su Chinger is furious that he used her as bait, while Li Shui is just grateful they survived. Then the blame shifts instantly to the carrots. Su Chinger snaps at Li Shui for bringing them into the abyss, saying they only got chased because of her weird food choice. Li Shui shrinks back and says she only wanted to bring dry food. Su Chinger tells her to throw the carrots out, but Tianhao stops her because now the carrots aren't a mistake, they're bait. He points out that one snow rabbit gave 200 EXP, the highest reward they've seen so far. If they can lure more of them here, they can level faster than any normal team. The Abyss clear condition is defeating the level 10 boss, and for that, they need to be at least level 4. Right now, they're still around levels 2 and 3, meaning they need several more rabbits. Li Shui immediately panics, reminding him that one rabbit almost destroyed them. Tianhao just smiles. Last time, they were prey. This time, they're hunters. Su Chinger agrees instantly. If she wants the ranking, wasting time searching for monsters is stupid. If monsters come to them, even better. So the rabbit farming begins. A carrot is placed as bait. A snow rabbit spots it. The team hides behind the rocks, watching it creep closer. The second it takes the hook, they strike. Su Chinger in beast form, Tianhao commanding the slime, Li Shui supporting from behind. 3 hours later, the grind pays off. Level up light surrounds them. Their levels now read level 4, level 5, level 4 with Tianhao already at level 5. Around them, snow rabbit bodies litter the frozen ground. Li Shui is shocked. They've only been inside for 5 hours and already reached level 4. Then the ranking record appears. The current number 1 is the Chinese god of war, Fang Changyun, with an 8-hour clear time. Li Shui wonders if they can break it, but Su Chinger shuts that down fast. The boss isn't just going to stand there and die. According to the guide, the zombie leader commands corrupted wolves and undead mobs, which makes the fight less about raw difficulty and more about endurance. Tianhao estimates it could still take about 2 hours. So they return to the cave for a half-hour break. While the girls recover, Tianhao checks his status again and activates Demon Sacrifice. His HP drops from 1100 to 800, while the Demon Slime rises from level 7 to level 9. Its HP, attack, agility, and defense all increase, but no new skill appears. Tianhao frowns. The growth isn't as huge anymore. Once they leave this place, he'll need another way to raise his HP limit. For now, he can only hope the boss fight won't be too hard. Then fate immediately mocks him. Bam! Cave shakes. All three rush outside, and the frozen valley is suddenly flooded with rainbow blue light. Standing above them on the rocks is something completely different from the abyss's rotten monsters. A winged unicorn. The panel appears. Hidden boss unicorn. Level 10. Level 10. Its stats are far stronger than the zombie leaders, with terrifying agility and multiple skills. The system explains it as a noble guardian beast that appears when the territory's life weakens, expelling invaders and restoring balance. Tianhao realizes what happened. By farming the rabbits, they triggered the hidden boss, and instead of fear, his eyes light up. Lucky. But the danger is obvious. This thing is stronger than the original boss. Then the unicorn's aura spreads. Its beauty, glow, and holy presence wash over them, and Tianhao's expression goes blank. His eyes spiral, sweat running down his face as he mutters that it's beautiful. He starts walking toward it like he's hypnotized, straight toward danger. Then the demon slime bites him, hard. Tianhao snaps awake, shouting in pain and turning on his summon like, "What are you doing?" when he suddenly realizes something worse. Li Shui and Su Qinger are walking too, straight toward the cliff. Their eyes are empty, bodies moving on their own, completely under the unicorn's spell. One more step and they're gone. Tianhao snaps instantly, shouting, "Watch out!" as he lunges forward, grabbing both of them and dragging them back while the demon slime slides with them. The three of them scramble away from the edge, hearts pounding, barely stopping themselves from literally admiring a boss into death. Once they land, the truth hits. Su Qinger looks up, voice tight. This isn't normal. This is the hidden boss, a unicorn. Li Shui immediately questions it. The boss of this abyss is supposed to be the zombie leader. So how did something like this appear? Su Qinger explains quickly. Unicorns protect living creatures, and they only show up when something disrupts that balance. Then it clicks for everyone at once. They killed too many snow rabbits. Li Shui connects the rest. Wolves and zombies didn't trigger anything because they're not truly alive, but the rabbits were, and they wiped them out in bulk, which means they summoned this thing. Originally, the plan was simple. Follow the guide, clear mobs, reach the final boss, defeat the zombie leader. Su Qinger says it plainly. They could get wiped here. Li Shui, shaken, admits she doesn't want to die and asks if they should just run. Tianhao shuts that down immediately. Running isn't an option. They've already killed too many rabbits. At this point, they're marked. Li Shui starts blaming herself, saying it's because of the carrots, but Tianhao cuts that off instantly. Without her, they wouldn't have leveled this fast. Without her, they wouldn't even have a chance at breaking the record. Then he says the one thing that flips everything. All they have to do now is kill the boss. He lowers his voice slightly and adds that when it comes to this fight, he won't let them get hurt. That's enough. Su Qinger immediately fires back, pride kicking in. It's just a unicorn. Why would she be scared? If anything, they shouldn't hold her back. Li Shui looks at both of them, overwhelmed, and just whispers a thank you. And that's when the unicorn moves. No warning, no build-up. Charging Thorn. It launches like a living spear, horn blazing with rainbow blue energy as it crashes toward them. Tianhao shouts, "Spread out!" just in time. The ground explodes where they stood, ice and stone erupting into the air as the attack tears through the battlefield. It's fast, too fast, and way more aggressive than anything they've faced so far. Before they can stabilize, the unicorn chains another skill. Soul Purifying Song. The air distorts instantly. Rainbow waves ripple outward, wrapping the battlefield in hypnotic light. Tianhao clutches his head, vision warping, the same trance trying to pull him under again. But this time, Li Shui fights back. Even shaking, she grabs her harp and plays. Golden notes burst out, layering over the battlefield. Purification, resistance, weakening, damage boost, all stacking at once as her music pushes against the unicorn's aura. The clash of sound fills the field. The unicorn doesn't hesitate. It targets her immediately. Stomping charge. It rushes straight at Li Shui, horn first, like a divine freight train. She freezes. She's dead center. Then Su Qinger moves. She explodes into beast form, blue aura blazing, and cuts in front of Li Shui at the last possible second. The impact is insane. She grabs onto the unicorn's horn, redirecting the charge with raw force, then drives her knee upward in a full counter. The unicorn gets knocked offline. Su Qinger lands lightly, smirks, and throws out a taunt. "Come catch me, pony." The unicorn's eyes flare, and it takes the bait. From that moment, the fight shifts. Speed versus speed. Su Qinger darts across the frozen ground, weaving and slipping through every attack, while the unicorn tears up the battlefield chasing her. She grins mid-movement. So this is the hidden boss. But just as she starts syncing with its rhythm, Tianhao's expression snaps from the side, and he shouts, sharp and urgent, "Su Qinger, watch out!" Su Qinger realizes the danger a second too late. On the ground, she could keep up, but in the air, the unicorn is a completely different monster. Before she can adjust, its horn pierces through her back and throws her body off rhythm. Her face freezes in shock, like her brain hasn't even processed how badly she got red, before she crashes into the snow. Li Shui panics instantly, sprinting to her side and shaking her, yelling for her to wake up while the unicorn hovers above them, glowing like a holy executioner. But Tianhao doesn't panic. He steps in. Slime. Red energy curls around him as his expression turns cold, and he says it plainly. "It's our turn now." The demon slime surges under his reinforcement, rising to L9, and before the unicorn can press the advantage, Tianhao launches the counterattack. The slime lunges with that vicious red grin and slams into the hidden boss, driving demonic slime and scarlet spikes into its body hard enough to stagger it. Li Shay blurts out that it's amazing, and she's right. The thing that looked untouchable a second ago is actually getting suppressed. Tianhao explains the reason mid-fight. The unicorn's weakness is dark element attacks, and the demonized slime is a perfect counter. So he pushes harder. Slime, keep attacking! The demon slime rams it from behind, tears into its side, and keeps forcing that glowing white body off balance with red corrosive impacts. The unicorn tries to create distance, and Li Shay immediately shouts that it's trying to run. Tianhao sees it too. Trying to escape? No chance. Use corrosive slime and demon's dance. The battlefield turns ugly fast. The slime liquefies and spreads like demonic blood, catching up to the unicorn and clinging to it with burning dark energy. Every movement becomes harder. Every dodge gets punished. What was supposed to be a majestic hidden boss fight turns into the unicorn getting dragged through a swamp made of corrosive red slime. Then the unicorn changes tactics. The rainbow light around it intensifies, and Tianhao recognizes the skill before it fully activates. Cover your ears. The sound wave explodes across the field. Even with the warning, Tianhao and Li Shay wince hard, hands over their ears as the battlefield vibrates under the holy pressure. The unicorn uses that opening perfectly. Instead of fighting the slime head-on, it focuses the pressure directly onto it, tearing down its health. Tianhao catches it at the last second and shouts, "Dodge! Use split!" The unicorn dives in, wrapped in rainbow aura, trying to crush the slime before it can recover. But right before impact, the demon slime breaks apart. Instead of taking the full hit, it splits wide, dodging the worst of the charge and reforming around the unicorn from multiple angles. Now the slime attacks from both sides. The unicorn fires back with another skill, Stomp. It tries to crush the slime underneath with raw force, and the impact shakes the battlefield. Tianhao looks at the timer and realizes the fight is getting dangerous. Full armament is almost over. Only 259 remains. That means the power window is closing fast. So Tianhao goes straight for the finishing setup. Slime! Use corrosive slime! One of the slime bodies launches high into the air, catching the unicorn off guard, then crashes onto its back. In one instant, the hidden boss goes from predator to trapped prey. Red slime coils around its body, wrapping over its limbs, torso, mane, and face, binding it in place while corrosion starts burning through its holy glow. The unicorn's expression changes. Shock, panic, fear. The demon slime clings tighter, eyes glowing, teeth bared, grinding into it like a parasite that finally smelled blood. And now the hidden boss isn't majestic anymore. It's trapped. The system message hits cold and direct. Because of its fatal injuries, the unicorn has entered a frenzied state. Tianhao notices the shift instantly. He shouts for the slime to get back. The hidden boss is barely standing now, white body ruined, purple rot spreading where the corrosive slime burned through it, horn lowered, breath ragged, eyes still glowing. It looks half dead, half feral, like whatever comes next won't be normal. But then the unicorn stops. No attack, no charge, nothing. Tianhao narrows his eyes, confused, until he notices something strange beneath its hoof. In the purple fluid pooling across the snow, tiny green leaf-like lights are blooming. Suchinger doesn't care about the mystery. Still scratched up, still in beast form, she snaps at him for hesitating and tells him to finish it already. Li Shui says she'll help too, but Tianhao immediately tells them to wait. Too late. Suchinger darts in herself and delivers the final blow. The hidden boss collapses. She turns away like the fight is finished, until the unicorn lets out weak little sounds from the purple pool. Suchinger freezes. Her expression shifts from battle mode to pure confusion as she stares down at it. Is it crying? Before anyone can answer, the sky erupts. A turquoise pillar of energy slams down nearby, piercing through the battlefield with brutal force. Rocks crack, the air trembles, and Tianhao grits his teeth under the pressure. The light keeps tearing through the terrain, and suddenly the whole frozen area begins breaking apart. Then he sees it. A massive chunk of black rock is falling straight toward them. Slime! Swallow it! The demon slime surges upward like a red wave, taking the impact head on. The boulder vanishes into its body, dissolving inside the corrosive mass, and the slime practically chirps back like it's proud of eating a mountain snack. But Tianhao looks around and realizes the real disaster. The entire place is collapsing. Rocks start dropping everywhere, smashing into the snowfield, shattering across the ground. Tianhao yells for Li Shui to come over, but one falling stone nearly crushes her first. Su Qinger reacts instantly, cutting through the boulder with a blue claw slash before rushing back towards safety. The collapse only gets worse, so the demon slime spreads wide, forming a giant crimson shield over them. Tianhao pulls Li Shui under the cover, Su Qinger slips in from the side, inside, and the three of them huddle beneath the living barrier while debris rains down around them. Li Shui, breathless and terrified, asks why the whole place is falling apart. Tianhao answers fast. The guardian beast is dead. The magic holding this area together is disappearing. But then Tianhao sees the unicorn's body still lying in the purple pool, helpless beneath the falling rubble. His expression snaps. No! A massive rock drops toward the corpse, and instead of abandoning it, Tianhao gives a command no one expects. Slime, use split, protect the unicorn. The demon slime chirps sharply, then bursts apart and launches itself into the collapsing debris. Red bodies smash through falling rocks, intercepting the destruction, dissolving stone after stone as one slime form lands over the unicorn like a demonic bodyguard. Its body is scarred, pitted, and burning from the impact. Its red eyes glow, its grin stays carved across its face, and beneath it the fallen unicorn lies motionless in the purple snow. The collapse finally slows, and for one tense moment, nobody moves. Li Shui notices it first. The area has stopped falling apart, and the demon slime shrinks back to normal. But there's still no kill notification, no reward window, no confirmation that the hidden boss is dead. So Tianhao moves closer. Around the unicorn's body, the purple-stained ground is sprouting glowing green shoots, and the answer starts forming in his head. Its blood has healing properties. The moment it touched the earth, the land began recovering. Then the corpse twitches. Suchinger instantly snaps back into survival mode and says they should finish it now and leave the abyss. But Tianhao stops her again. They still can't kill it. That sets her off. He stopped her earlier too, and now she demands to know what his problem is. But Li Shui, sweating nervously, suddenly speaks up. Something about this unicorn is strange. Suchinger pauses. Li Shui asks the real question. What was it trying to tell them? Before anyone can answer, the unicorn jerks and lashes out. Its horn swings toward them in one desperate burst, with Li Shui caught right in the danger zone. Suchinger decides that's enough. No more hesitation. They have to kill it now. Tianhao shouts for her to wait. Then Li Shui sees it. Inside the unicorn's torn abdomen, something is moving. Everyone freezes. A small glowing shape pushes out from the wounded body, wrapped in rainbow blue light and green healing glimmers. Suchinger stares in disbelief. Another unicorn? And yes, a tiny winged unicorn climbs out from the dying hidden boss, looking less like a monster and more like a newborn miracle stepping out of death itself. But Suchinger reaches the wrong conclusion instantly. She thinks the boss is reincarnating, so she charges forward in beast form, blue aura blazing around her claws, ready to kill the baby before it can recover. Tianhao cuts her off hard. Hold on. He throws himself between her and the juvenile unicorn. Suchinger's attack grazes him, slicing his cheek open, and his blood falls directly onto the baby unicorn's small horn. The next second, crimson light erupts. Suchinger yells at him, demanding to know what he's doing. Then the system answers. Contract successfully formed. Golden light bursts from the baby unicorn's horn and shoots straight into Tianhao's forehead, locking the bond in place while Suchinger and Li Shui stare in complete shock. Tianhao just did the craziest possible thing. Instead of killing the hidden boss's child, he contracted it. A new panel appears. Frozen Valley Abyss, Unicorn Juvenile. Level 1. Its stats are low, but the meaning is huge. It has soul-cleansing melody and beast hoof stomp, and, more importantly, Tianhao now has a second summoned beast. He looks at the baby unicorn glowing in that small spiral of light and says it calmly, just as he thought. The hidden boss wasn't attacking randomly. It wasn't just frenzied. It was protecting the baby inside it. Even Tianhao admits he didn't expect the baby to be contractable, but now the result is undeniable. Suchinger asks where the unicorn went, because the juvenile disappears after the contract, leaving only the mother's body behind. But before anyone can process it, the abyss starts shaking again. Harder this time. The ground splits open. Stone slabs crack apart. The entire area begins collapsing for real, tearing itself to pieces beneath them. Li Shui screams. Suchinger shouts for everyone to run, and debris erupts everywhere. But Tianhao stops beside the dying mother unicorn one last time. Around her, fresh grass and flowers bloom from her healing blood. He kneels, reaches toward her, and gives her the only promise that matters. He'll take her baby, and he'll keep it safe. The Cold Valley Abyss is collapsing under Tianhao's feet, rocks raining everywhere, while the demon slime panics beside him, like it can't believe this idiot is still standing near the dying unicorn instead of running. A reward panel appears, confirming the hidden boss is defeated. Unicorn horn, unicorn mane, unicorn blood, and a Cold Valley treasure chest. Then the system drops something even bigger. Congratulations on breaking the record. Rankings are being updated. But before Tianhao can process it, the ground beneath him gives way. He falls. Rocks drop around him, darkness opens below, and right before death can claim him, the dungeon exit prompt appears. Tianhao confirms instantly, forcing the whole team out with him. Blue light engulfs Li Shui, Suchinger, and Tianhao, pulling them out of the dungeon as the abyss tears itself apart behind them. Outside, Li Shui is just relieved they survived. Suchinger, however, grabs Tianhao by the chest immediately, furious, demanding to know what he was thinking back there. Tianhao is still dazed, sweaty, barely catching his breath, but before that argument can explode, the crowd around the portal notices the leaderboard changing. People start shouting. The rankings haven't moved in ages. Someone new is on the list. Some wonder if Tianhao's team broke the record, but others laugh it off immediately. A useless summoner? Impossible. They assume he was just kicked out after failing. Su Qinger snaps at them, ready to fight, but Li Shui quickly holds her back. Then Wang Dong arrives with his lackeys, smug as ever. The moment he sees Tianhao alive, he grins like he just found a fresh excuse to humiliate him. He mocks him, saying he didn't expect a trash summoner to even survive, assuming he must have been forced out. Then the crowd notices Su Qinger standing beside Tianhao, and that makes them even uglier. They start sneering, asking why the school bell is with a loser when she should be following someone like Big Brother Dong, a real combat class. Su Qinger doesn't even blink. She tells them to get lost. Filthy trash. One lackey steps forward, angry at her arrogance, but Wang Dong stops him and turns to Tianhao instead, smiling like he's already won. He asks if Tianhao finally sees the gap between them. Tianhao scoffs. He doesn't see any gap. Wang Dong snaps, grabbing him by the collar and demanding he repeat that. Then the rankings finish updating. A huge announcement hits the area. Current first place, Lin Tianhao. The entire crowd freezes. The old record, Fang Changyun's untouchable record, has been broken, and not by some elite combat genius, by Tianhao, the trash summoner. For a moment, nobody can breathe. Then the shock turns poisonous. Wang Dong's group starts screaming that it's impossible, calling him trash and accusing him of cheating. Since he supposedly cheated during the school test, they claim the dungeon ranking must have been tampered with too. The crowd starts wavering. Maybe cheating is possible. Maybe Tianhao isn't a genius. Maybe he's just a fraud. Then a voice cuts through the nonsense. Ignorant. This is the Black Abyss dungeon list. What kind of idiot thinks someone can cheat that? The accuser turns, furious, demanding to know who interrupted him, and then his voice dies. A high-level squad walks in. One by one, their status panels appear. Level 7 Berserker, Level 7 Light Magician, Level 7 Priest, Level 8 Assassin, and at the center, Murong Yu, Level 9, Swordsman, Talent Level A. The air changes instantly because now someone serious has arrived. The crowd instantly recognizes the new arrivals. The Murong bodyguards, the Golden Divine Lion group. Students start glazing their presence like they're watching royalty walk into the academy courtyard, but Tianhao's mind locks onto one thing. The Murong family? These aren't random strong students. They come from one of those major class families with rare inherited titles, the kind ordinary people can barely touch, which makes their presence strange. Families like that usually have private teleportation gates into the Black Abyss, so why are they here? Before Tianhao can finish the thought, they walk toward him. Wang Dong immediately tries to attach himself to them, introducing himself as a sea-level holy warrior. But Murong Shui walks past him like he's air. His lackey gets offended, yelling that they're ignoring Brother Dong, but Murong Shui's answer is colder than a slap. It's disgusting that someone like him appeared among holy warriors. Wang Dong's side almost explodes, but even while backing down, they keep poisoning the air, insisting Tianhao must have used some dirty trick to reach first place. Wang Dong throws one last threat, saying next time he'll show Tianhao true power, then leaves with his group still coping like wounded dogs. Murong Yu ignores the noise completely. His eyes stay on Tianhao. So this is the man who changed the Black Abyss ranking. He steps forward with a calm smile and introduces himself, Murong Yu. Then he offers a handshake. Tianhao is caught off guard. Murong Yu came looking for him, but before he can properly respond, Murong Shui snaps at him for standing there like a fool when her brother is offering his hand. Tianhao starts to answer. Then someone grabs his hand first. Su Qinger. She steps in front of him with full possessive school bell energy and fires straight at Murong Yu's side, asking if they're blind. Can't they see Tianhao is already teamed with her? Tianhao's brain short circuits. His hand is literally being held hostage in public. Murong Yu's smile doesn't crack. He politely tells Su Qinger he's speaking with Tianhao, so she should step aside. Su Qinger refuses immediately. To her, this is obvious. They're trying to snatch him away. So she grabs control of the moment and tells Tianhao and Li Shui they're leaving. But Murong Shui blocks the mood with one clean line. They want him. And now the entire courtyard understands what this is. A public tug of war over Tianhao. The crowd starts piecing it together. The Murong side has 2 A-level talents and 3 B-level members, but Tianhao isn't ordinary either. He's the first summoner to ever break the Black Abyss record. If the Murong family wants faster records, recruiting him is the fastest shortcut. Su Qinger squares up instantly. No way. If Tianhao leaves, every future ranking run she wants leaves with him. One Golden Divine Lion member steps forward, telling her to move aside because they must take Tianhao away. The crowd starts advising the obvious: don't fight the Murong family, take the resources, choose the stronger side. Li Shay clings close, quietly asking Tianhao if he really wants to team up with them. Su Qinger looks ready to answer for him herself. Then, Murong Yu cuts through everything. Su Qinger doesn't have the right to decide for Tianhao. They should ask him directly. He formally invites Tianhao to join the Golden Divine Lion team, and a system panel appears. Accept, decline. Su Qinger immediately tries to shut it down, but Tianhao says one word. Sure. The entire scene detonates. Su Qinger screams. Li Shui stares in disbelief. Murong Yu smiles, calling it a wise choice. Then he pushes one final time. If Tianhao joins them, they can break even more records together. A perfect win-win, and the accept button is still waiting. Everyone thinks Tianhao is about to accept Murong Yu's invitation. Then he taps reject. The entire scene freezes. Su Qinger, Murong She, even Murong Yu's team all stare like their brains just crashed. Murong She snaps first, demanding to know what he means, but Tianhao only smiles and tells them to relax. Then he reveals the real play. He'll join them, but only if they accept his conditions. Murong She instantly loses patience, saying they're already doing a mere summoner a favor by letting him join, but Tianhao doesn't flinch. No negotiation? Then forget it. That alone flips the entire power balance. Murong Yu stops her and asks what Tianhao wants. Tianhao keeps it simple. Once they enter the Black Abyss, everyone follows his orders. Nobody steals EXP without permission, and all monster drops belong to him. The crowd explodes. That isn't a request, that's a takeover. But the bystanders quickly realize the trap. The Murong side came to recruit him because they need his record-breaking ability. If they accept, they obey a summoner. If they refuse, they lose the fastest route to rankings. Tianhao just checkmated them in public. Murong Yu's teammates protest immediately, furious that Tianhao is looking down on them. Su Qinger, now smug again, twists the knife and tells them if they can't accept, they should go rank by themselves. One teammate wants to teach Tianhao a lesson, but Murong Yu shuts him down, reminding them why they came. Even with his pride bruised, he still chooses the bigger objective. Then he smiles. If Brother Lin doesn't want to join, there's no need to keep teasing them. Tianhao says it's nothing personal. He just can't stand teams that use power to snatch people away. Murong Yu's smile finally turns sharper. He warns Tianhao not to get too full of himself just because he's rank 1 now, and not to celebrate too early. Then he leaves. Su Qinger waves after them, calling them suckers, while Murong She turns back one last time and shouts that she'll remember Lin Tianhao. Tianhao just stretches like he won a championship. Afterward, he casually says that if they enter the Black Abyss 2 more times, they should reach level 10. But then the air goes cold. Su Qinger and Li Shay turn on him as rage chibi demons, realizing he never planned to join the Murong team and that he tricked them too. Tianhao raises both hands, sweating, trying to explain. Too late. His scream echoes into the sky. A little later, Su Qinger and Li Shui leave to resupply while Tianhao lies face down on the ground, bruised, swollen, and questioning how they could be so ruthless. He checks the system. Next entry cooldown, 1 hour, 23 minutes. So he decides to rest and test his new summon. Walking through a quiet forest path, Tianhao reflects on the unicorn fight. The EXP pushed him to level 6, and his summon capacity now shows 2/2, Demon Slime and Unicorn. So he calls it. Heed my call. Unicorn. A summoning circle erupts beneath him. Blue light flashes. Smoke fills the air. Then, nothing. Tianhao stares at the empty space. Where's his summon? The system answers brutally. Summoning failed. Please check summon status. Then another panel appears. The unicorn hasn't hatched yet. Tianhao confirms the hatching immediately, only for the timer to appear. 71 hours, 59 minutes, 58 seconds. He stares at the number, completely stunned. 3 days? That long? Tianhao stares at the unicorn's hatch timer for a long second, then just exhales and accepts it. 3 days. Nothing he can do about that. So his focus shifts instantly to something he completely ignored in all that chaos: the loot. He pulls up the system and goes straight for the Cold Valley Abyss completion chest, the one that promises random materials and potions. But before he can open it, a notification pops up. Mail. That alone throws him off. When he checks it, a massive reward panel unfolds. This isn't normal loot. It's a historical record gift pack for breaking the Abyss record. On top of that, he gets a title, the fastest man. Tianhao just stares at it like, what does that even mean? But instead of overthinking it, he shrugs it off and opens the gift pack. The rewards are solid right away. Guardian armor with bonus HP and plus a couple of small EXP potions. Not bad. Then he opens the second chest, and this one hits different. A silver grade ice necklace drops, boosting magic and spirit with extra resistance to ice effects. Alongside it, he gets a medium EXP potion and a healing potion. Tianhao immediately recognizes it. This is high-tier gear for where he's at. Equipment tiers go from no grade all the way up to divine, and he just pulled silver. That's huge. He equips it instantly. A purple-blue aura wraps around him as the stats settle in, and he can feel the difference immediately. His numbers jump, HP, MP, spirit, defense, all boosted, and now his panel shows him clearly. Level 6, summoner, 2 summons, and still sitting on 2 skill points. He doesn't hesitate. He dumps 1 point straight into fully armed. The skill upgrades instantly, jumping to level 3, and the effect gets insane. It now consumes less spirit, doubles his summon stats, and lasts longer. Tianhao nods. That's a massive efficiency boost. Perfect for dungeon runs. Then his attention shifts to the demon slime, level 9. Solid stats, good skills. He decides to push it further with a small sacrifice. Just 100 HP should be enough. But when he opens the interface, it's different. The screen changes completely. Instead of a normal stat upgrade, it shows something new. Sacrificial blood required. 6 levels until advancement. Tianhao pauses. Advancement? This isn't just leveling anymore. This is evolution. There's no proper explanation, no clear description, just that one line. But instead of hesitating, his curiosity wins instantly. Forget it. He'll find out the hard way. He confirms. The system takes the cost immediately. His HP drops hard, 1100 down to 500, and the moment it happens, the atmosphere changes. Violently. A red storm erupts around the slime. Tianhao's eyes widen as a massive crimson vortex explodes outwards, swallowing the summon whole. The pressure surges so hard it shakes the surrounding forest, wind whipping in all directions as the energy spirals tighter and tighter. He raises his arm, bracing himself against it. This isn't a normal upgrade. This is something else entirely. Inside the storm, the slime's body starts changing, shifting, reforming. Strange new shapes begin to take form within the swirling red mass, and as Tianhao steps closer, trying to see through the chaos, his expression changes, from curiosity to shock. Back at the plaza, Su Qing'er is already annoyed. The meeting time has passed, and Tianhao is nowhere to be seen. Li Shay reminds her they're on the same team so she can just track him. Su Qing'er pulls up the panel, checks the map, and immediately frowns. He's not at the plaza. He's deep in the forest. She stares at it like, what is this guy even doing out there? Then closes the panel and says they're going to find him. Li Shay hurries after her, and the two head straight into the woods. At the same time, Tianhao is still standing in that forest, watching the aftermath of the slime's evolution. The red storm fades, the pressure dies down, and something starts walking out of the crimson glow. First, movement, then feet, then a full figure. Tianhao's brain short circuits, because standing in front of him is a tiny demon girl. Red skin, small horns, swirling eyes, long liquid-like hair, familiar slime appendages curling behind her. She looks at him and chirps, and Tianhao just freezes, because not only did his slime turn into a demon girl, she's also completely naked. His face heats up instantly as his brain struggles to process anything, and the only thing he can say is, why is she not wearing anything? The demon girl just tilts her head like that's not even a question. Then she gets excited and sprints straight at him. Tianhao barely reacts before she tackles him to the ground, clinging to him like she's known him forever. He crashes onto his back with a shout while she happily rubs against him, completely affectionate, completely unaware, and Tianhao is just lying there trying not to mentally explode. So he does the only thing that makes sense. Clothes, immediately. He scrambles through his inventory, pulls out something usable, and awkwardly tells her to raise her arms. She obeys with a cheerful chirp, and he manages to dress her in a loose white outfit. Now it's only slightly less insane. He finally gets a proper look at her. Tiny demon, red horns, oversized white clothing, and somehow still radiating chaotic energy. Then he pulls up her stats, and that's when it clicks how massive this evolution actually is. The demon slime has jumped from level 9 to 15. HP, attack, agility, defense, all boosted heavily, and the skill list is bigger now. 2 new abilities stand out. Corrosive Acid Rain, an upgraded AoE that turns part of her body into a cloud and rains down acid. Demon's Embrace, a close-range wrap attack that melts a single target continuously. Tianhao immediately understands the setup. One for wiping groups, one for killing bosses. Both are strong. He's already thinking about testing them. When Su Qing'er and Li Shay finally arrive, they push through the trees following the map and spot him ahead. Then they stop, because what they see looks insane. From their angle, Tianhao is standing in the forest with a small demon girl right next to him, close enough to look extremely suspicious. Li Shay's eyes widen. Su Qing'er's face darkens instantly. They step out and call him out. Su Qing'er demands to know what he's doing, and Tianhao turns around in shock, asking why they're here, which somehow makes everything worse. Su Qing'er's expression turns deadly. Did they just interrupt his good deeds? And that's when it hits him. This looks bad, really bad. Before he can even explain, she snaps completely. Lin Tianhao, you pervert! pervert! The shout echoes through the forest. What follows is chaos. After a rushed explanation, things finally settle, but Su Qinger still blames him for not explaining earlier, while Tianhao fires back that they didn't even give him the chance. Eventually, he manages to ask why they came looking for him in the first place. That's when they tell him. The cooldown ended. The meeting time passed, he didn't show up, so they tracked him down. Right on cue, the system timer hits 0. The Black Abyss is open again. No more time to argue, no more time to explain. So, despite everything, the misunderstanding, the chaos, the demon girl, the three of them head back into the dungeon together. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like for part 2.